We are looking into the 30th sentence from the Tamil text Thirukolur Penpillai Rahasyam, and it runs like this. Kadithu avanai kandeno Thirumangayare pole. We are going to look into the history of Thirumangayalvar, and the word kadithu means he bit something. What did he bite? And why Thirukolur Penpillai talked about him in this sentence? We will quickly learn from this story. Thirumangayalvar was an Alvar, and this sentence is going to talk about him. Kaliyan was his original name. He was a king and he was a Kshatriya by birth. And he was ruling a small place, and according to the rules of those times, the small kings, they had to pay revenue to a bigger king. The tax system was like that. And he was ruling a small place by name Thirumangai. So he was also named as King of Thirumangai because he was ruling that place. When the time to marry came, he wanted to marry a girl by name Kumudavalli Nachiyar. The marriage took place, and she put two conditions before marriage. Those conditions what she put and the conditions what are prevalent today, they are very, very interesting to observe. The conditions what today's bride and bridegroom put, I need not have to tell. It's very evident. The demands of a bride and the bridegroom. The demands of Kumudavalli Nachiyar were like this. The king was a Kshatriya, so she told him that he should become a Vaishnavite. The second condition was he should feed 1,000 devotees of Lord Vishnu every day. These were the two conditions. And he agreed, and then he got married. Slowly, feeding 1,000 people were not easy. And another problem also he faced. He was not initiated to Vaishnavism by anybody. He tried many times with many people, and they refused to initiate him to Vaishnavism. This is called Pancha Samskaras. If anybody is interested, they can get more details about this Pancha Samskaras, which is there in Vaishnavism. Finally, Lord Vishnu himself came and initiated this process on him. Srinivasa Perumal of Nachiyar Kovil did this Pancha Samskara for Thirumangayalvar. These stories, when we hear or when we repeat this, it is very, very difficult to attain to that state where Lord himself came to the rescue of Alvars. In this episode, 3 times Lord had helped Thirumangayalvar. First time, he came and initiated Thirumangayalvar, that is Kaliyan. For the sake of convenience, I am telling Thirumangayalvar. Actually, Thirumangayalvar name came later on only. He was initiated to Vaishnavism through Srinivasa Perumal. Next time, when Thirumangayalvar started giving food to 1,000 devotees every day, he was defaulting. He was not able to pay the taxes which he had to pay to the bigger king. At that time also, Lord Vishnu came in his dream. He said, go to this place and there is a treasure and you dig it, you use it for your tax purpose, the rest you use for Annadan. This was the second time he got this help. because he was feeding the devotees of Lord Vishnu. So he went into that place, he got the treasure and he took some money and he paid the taxes. He was continuing. But that also lasted only for some time. He did not know how to proceed. Not only he was feeding food, along with food, there were other types of dhanam he had to give. The rules of those years were different. They were simply not giving food. Along with food, they had to give certain other gifts. So he was unable to continue this. But he had given a word to Kumudavalli Nachar that he will continue. As per her request, he became a Vaishnavite and he started feeding every day. Then he resorted to a method by which he could make more money. He became a robber. Whosoever was coming in the road, he robbed their jewelry, money, everything, and he was continuing. Lord, who was a knower of everything, he could not allow his devotee to resort to this kind of a thing. He wanted to put an end. And then he took the form of a bridegroom and he brought Lakshmi also along with him. Lord, then Lakshmi, then a few people who belonged to marriage party. They were dressed as bridegroom and bride. They landed up in a place where this Tirumangai was doing the robbing. So Tirumangai, as usual, he went and told them, remove all the jewelry, and then he tied them all in a cloth. This word kadithu comes here only. Kadithu means he had to bite, he bit. What did he bite? There was one particular ornament which the Lord was wearing in his leg. It could not be removed by hand. So he bent, he bit that ornament so that he could remove everything valuable. Using that, he wanted to feed the devotees. Then he removed the ornaments from everybody, he tied them, and that bag was very heavy. He was so upset with that because he wanted to move away from there fast. He was trying to lift it, but it was not coming. He put a question to this bridegroom. I am not able to remove this bag. Did you put any mantra like that? He asked him. Then the reply was like this. Yes, I put a mantra. Then that bridegroom, Lord in the form of a bridegroom, he took him aside and he said, this is the mantra I put. Then he initiated him to Ashtashtari mantra, that is Om Namo Narayanaya, which is one of the most important mantras in Vaishnava tradition. What kind of blessing he had. Then that was the end of his story as a robber. A king who was born a Kshatriya, he became a Vaishnavite. He got initiated from Lord himself into this mantra and he wrote Pasuram, and then many of his Pasurams could be found in Nalayara Divya Prabandham, which is a great text in Vaishnava tradition. He wrote, his works were Tirukuru Tandagam, Thiru Nedun Tandagam, Thiru Velu Kootririkai. Every text talks at length about various aspects in Vaishnava tradition. And that was the state he rose in his life. So stating all these great happenings in Tirumangai Alvar's life, Thirukolur Penpillai was narrating in the end that I did not get this kind of initiation from the Lord. Hence, I am leaving this place. So the story ended like this.